All right, so basically, I have an artist that I really hate, and I don't really call him an artist. I call him absolute delusional piece of junk. And that guy's name is Jason M. Allen. And honestly, I generally looked through some of the stuff that he's been doing, and it really bothers me how much they really made this into a competition for AI artists, and the fact that he won the award for this piece of junk is actually insane to me because why the hell is this getting won for something that is not even his originally, and yet he decided to make it into his own by trying to copyright this thing. But unfortunately, well, not even unfortunately, it is very fortunate that it got rejected. And the decisions that they made was a correct decision because A, this is not your art. B, do you know the understanding of AI artists? Where the artist, I repeat, artists are not known for doing this by themselves. In fact, they are copying and taking some people's work. Whether or not you think that this is your work, it really isn't yours because you're taking things that they didn't even approve for. And alongside that, I'm getting fed up of this shit because this is the guy that whinges about how much they were like not respecting his craft, not respecting his work. Really, why should you care? In fact, I generally hate it when they have stuff like this happening because now they're accepting competitions for AI artists, and yet now that he won it, which pisses me off even more because when I see a lot of artists like myself that have applied for art competitions and never got in, this is what happens. When you invite AI artists to do competitions, it's going to take over, and people are not understanding why artists like myself is getting angry about this. So at this point, I think that what they did for his copyright situation was a correct decision. But at the end of the day, I'm really happy he's getting fucking wrecked. Because honestly, legit, you really think that this is honestly something that you could just whinge and get angry about and become very bitter at the same time? Like, dude, you won a competition, take it how it is. Who gives a shit? Literally, you was putting this up for like 750. Brother, how many hours have you put into that work? Generally, please tell me, how many hours have you put into that work? If you look at traditional artworks like mine, and if you take this work, I'm gonna fucking kill you. This is what I would do in a competition. And I've done different materials, whether it's acrylic, watercolor, oil pastel, digital as well. Again, I use digital artwork, not AI artwork. Keep in mind, because those are two different things. And not, next thing you know, that's not getting a lot of sales. In fact, I've been trying to sell it on my website for how many years? And it's really hard to find the audience these days to have something like this. But the fact that there are some other art competitions that are happening, I mean, bigger ones is really harder to get into, like the Portrait of the Year ones. They really are very picky with which audience they really choose to actually participate in like tournaments and such and such. And it takes longer for them to respond. So I'm not really going to get angry at them for that. I'm getting angry at the fact that they thought it was a good idea to make a competition for AI artists to participate in. And the fact that I'm seeing this right now, it just makes me laugh how dumb people are. And I'll tell you what, if you really care that much about your craft, go ahead, do your thing. But what I don't want to see people pay attention to him and think, oh, what he does is great, and gets another win in a competition. Seriously, he deserves to get wrecked. Be honest with yourself. How many of you guys actually hate AI? How many of you do? And how many of you love AI? And that's what I want to know. Because if you love AI, cool. But I never want to see your face again. But at the same time, I also think that traditional artists and digital artists deserve far better than this piece of shit artist like Jason Allen. And I don't care about his middle name because, you know, I couldn't give two shits. So, yeah, honestly, this was the most annoying reading that I had to read about this artist winning AI and other artists that are doing AI. Seriously, how do you consider yourself an artist?